Oh, hi. Welcome back to Death Stranding. I'm not gonna recap the whole game at this point. There was an apocalyptic event called the Death Stranding. It killed a bunch of people. It's where like a ghost comes in contact with a human, and then it causes a giant crater to happen, but like it's filled with tar. There's BBs called that can sense BTs. The BBs stand for Bridge Baby. The BT stands for Beached Thing. The BB can see the beached thing, so we Sam Strand, also known as Sam Bridges, also known as Sam Porter, also known as Sam Porter Bridges, have a BB attached to our chest, and that BB's name is Lou, named after our child who died before they were born because our wife got caught in a Death Stranding. So our BB, because we have Dooms, Sam Strand has a thing called Dooms where he can sense BTs, but connecting to the BB because he has Dooms makes him see visions that the BB's seen, so we can get bits and pieces of the BB's memory while also the BB is getting our memory. All right, you're caught up. Okay, cool. For a full recap that lasted like 15 minutes, you can watch the VOD of the last part. Literally one part ago, I went on for like 15 minutes. Exclamation mark VOD in the chat, please. You can go watch that VOD. And you can learn all about Death Stranding. Because I don't want to do it again. All right, let's go. I don't want to do it again. So we have, what is this? Supply request. I forgot I had that. I might have to cancel that order. Yeah, I forgot I had that. So we were just given a mission.
Hello?
To deliver artifacts and stuff, or rather connect. We were just given the order to connect other scientists in the area so that Hartman can communicate with them and we can learn more about the Death Stranding. What are the standard orders right now? But I don't have a... I could, like, start building a zip line to the roboticist, and then that would connect to the rest. Can I see the roboticist from out here? I can literally see a zip line. Is that the roboticist zip line? That goes over here. I think I'm going to climb this mountain and I'm going to see where the zip line up here goes. And see if it reaches the other one. If not, then I might build some zip lines from here to the roboticist. Hey Drew, you have 2 stories to tell? I keep catching myself going to respond to something you say in them before remembering it's a VOD. You can always say it in the comments. I will read and respond, or at the very least press the heart button on every comment, letting you know that I've seen it. I should have built the all-terrain boots to do this. I keep forgetting.
Let's get this show.
Here's my 2 stories. So I've been playing Red Dead Redemption roleplay for on and off for roughly 2 months now. And in my... Oh, I see. I didn't stop. And in Red Dead Redemption roleplay, I am a character who is a studying ecologist from Liberty City, New York. Liberty City is fictional New York in GTA, so I've been saying Liberty City instead of New York. But I am a studying ecologist from Liberty City who has traveled south in order to study the wildlife of the southern regions that haven't been documented as well as the ones in East. Right? That's my character. I was kind of expecting this to lead up to the zip line.
Over here!
Kind of surprised it didn't. Oh, I see. There's like a separate mountainous thing. That character, with a lot of backstory that I'm not saying right now, because it's too much and whatever. His name is Jimmy No Nose. That was his name. It was Jimmy No Nose. And the reason his name was Jimmy No Nose is because he basically got an injury where his nasal region is like completely closed off. And like visually on his character, like on his face, you can see that like his nose is very scrunched up and broken. And if you look really close, he has a gash across the bridge. And that was his name. It was Jimmy No Nose. And I was trying to find his voice as I was going. Originally, it was kind of like this, and it was kind of in this region. But then I was like, well, he's not from the South, so why would he have a Southern accent? So I removed the Southern accent, and I just kind of did like this kind of voice, where it's kind of this region, and I was doing this voice for a while, and then I was like, okay, well, he's from Liberty City, so maybe I should lean into that, and I started doing the voice. I started doing a voice that was kind of like this, where it was the kind of Boston-y kind of accent, while also having the nasally. And this took a while for me to get down, because, like, the way that I was doing the nasal voice used to come from back here. It was, like, right in this region of my mouth when I was doing the nasal before. I had to learn how to take that and throw it to the front of my mouth. So I had to learn a new way to do that voice in order to be able to do the accent and that voice at the same time. I had to teach myself a different way to do nasally or a different way to do Boston, because they both came from the same place, basically. So what I did is I chose to learn how to do the nasally voice from a different place while keeping the Boston in the same place. Whatever. Long story short, eventually it landed to a voice that's kind of like this, and it stays in this kind of region. Now, all of this was because his name was Jimmy No Nose. And it has a large part to do with his story that his name is Jimmy No Nose, and he doesn't have a nose. He doesn't have the ability to use his nose. And I needed a way, because like the faces in Red Dead aren't like distinct enough from character to character, I needed a way to deliver that story and make it obvious that that was like a part of his story and not just a voice that I was doing. So I named him Jimmy No Nose. However, this server that I'm on, for the most part, is really good. It's a Frontier RP. For the most part, this server is really well done. It's really good. But they're a bit, in the words of Henri, a person who I'm also playing the game with, my earbud just died. In the words of Henri, who's also playing on the server, they can be a little heavy-handed at times. The rules are a little strict, and the way that it's not really that the rules are strict, it's the way that they enforce them is a bit much. So, on this server, one of the rules is that you can't have a name that is a pun. I get it. That makes sense, right? That makes sense to me. If you didn't have that rule, it could get out of hand. So, like, the rule was you can't have you can't have a name that is a pun. I kind of disagree with it. I think that's kind of a dumb rule, but that is a rule that they have. You can't have a name that is a pun. So, they viewed my name as Jimmy No Nose as being a pun. My character's last name was No Nose, but it started with a G, so it was G-N-O-N-O-S-E. Gnono, right? But it's said No. And after I gave my, they have telegrams that are like, for modern day, I guess, it's kind of like a address for people to mail you. And my Telegram, whenever I would give someone my Telegram and I'd have to give them my name, I would say it's Jimmy No Nose with a G at the beginning. And then they were like, oh, why is it spelled that way? I would say it's German. So that's what I've been saying this whole time, is that the reason it's No Nose with the G at the beginning is it's German. It's a German last name. And that's been my reason the entire time. So it was meant to be a double entendre of his name is Jimmy No Nose, and then there's the dramatic irony that something happened to his nose. So his last name was meant to be dramatic irony that something did happen to his nose, right? But they viewed that as a pun. So I had to change my name. So I got in trouble with the moderators where basically I was given the choice of change my last name or delete my character that I've spent the last 2 months on building up the character, but also building up his bank account so that I could do things and building up his relationships with people in this world. Jimmy No Nose is a character that quite a few people at this point know. Like a lot, like... Not, I wouldn't say a lot, you know, it's not like the bulk of the server or anything, but quite a few people know Jimmy No Nose, right? So, like, I had to change his name. I was forced into changing my name, even though it isn't a pun. I was forced into changing my name. And so, I did. I complied, because I'm not going to argue and get banned. You know, I'm not going to sit here and argue with them. I very much made my disappointment known, and gave my reasoning of why it wasn't breaking the rules, and how I disagreed with their ruling. But I didn't argue, and I complied. So, I had to change Jimmy's name, so it is now Jimmy Schreier. His name is now Jimmy Schreier. No. Sorry. No, that's wrong. Sorry. I'm thinking Jason Schreier, See, I don't even know his fucking name. It's Jimmy Schneider. His name is now Jimmy Schneider. And the reason his name is Jimmy Schneider, the reason that I went with it, see, I wanted a name, I could have gone that angle, Quack, but then I risked getting in trouble again. And I didn't want to have, like, another thing right after. So, the reason his name is Jimmy Schneider, is because it is still a German last name, and it is, specifically, as I've been playing the game, me, Drew, have noticed people's fashion sense, because I'm me, and I've complimented them on it. So, like, if someone has a hat and shirt combo that I feel like they did a good job on, I'll compliment them on it, because that's not me playing the character, that's me, Drew, thinking that they did a good job there, that they did a well done job. Can I use that? So that's like a little bit of character bleed that, like, I'm completely chill with, because it's like, it's whatever, you know? Thermal pad. Attach to suit. Huh. Cool. So yeah, that's a little bit of character bleed, because, like, it doesn't really affect anything. It's just it just kind of compliments someone, and it's fine, you know? So I viewed that as okay. And it's also just being nice, which Jimmy is. And hang on a second so that I can see where this leads. So this leads down here. Because this zip line, which I'm surprised reaches here. I guess when you upgrade the zip lines, they can reach further. That's good to know. Didn't know that. So this zip line probably leads to that one up there. Can this reach the roboticist? No, but I can probably build one up there. Do I have a... Interesting. Where is that one? Hang on. Okay. That's here. That doesn't lead in. Well, it might. That might lead down to this one. This is 700. I don't think it can see. I mean, I can go check. What I would need, like, is kind of the same thing regardless. I would have to build another one, like, right about here. And that would reach that, I think, if it's in view. Yeah, I think I'm going to build a, here, let me clear all my shit. I think I'm going to build another zip line about here. And I think one more, like, somewhere in this area, because climbing to the top of that mountain fucking blows. So, as I was saying, so I had to pick a name, I had to figure out a name, and I chose Schneider. And the reason I chose Schneider is to work that into his character of me complimenting people. Because it's something that wasn't really anything about the character, it was just me being me. So, Schneider is German for tailor. It is a name that would be given to people that were tailors in, like, medieval times. When you were named after your role, like someone named, like, Sam Black is because they're, like, they're a blacksmith, you know? So Schneider is that. Schneider is a German name for tailor. So that's working it into his story that he knows clothing and stuff, because while he himself doesn't have anything to do... Nice. While he himself doesn't have anything to do with tailoring, it works into his story that his parents did, right? Maybe his parents in Liberty City were tailors. I don't fucking know. I just needed a name that was normie, but, like, still, like, was unique. Because, fucking everybody on this goddamn server has, like, a white as fuck name, unless they're role-playing as a Native American. Or a Mexican, as some are as well. Like, every single person on this fucking server is named Smith, or, I don't know, you know, like, so I wanted something that was, like, somewhat unique, but still, like, normie in an actual normal name, you know? So that's story number one of me almost getting banned from my roleplay server because, by their ruling, I had a pun name, but it wasn't a pun name. Smith or Wesson or some shit. Your joke, but yes. Do you do V for W and then W for B? He's not, I mean, he's German descent. He himself isn't German. I don't think I could roleplay as a, me, Drew. I don't think I could roleplay as a German in 1912 right before World War I and II. So, anyways, they sound uptight. It is rather. But anyways.
Scanning bridges ID.
So I changed my name to Jimmy Schneider.
All clear.
And I was going to change his name to Jimothy, but I chose to make it still Jimmy. So his first name is Jimmy because I thought it would be funny for like a foreigner immigrant to come to America and be like, oh, I love the name Jimmy, and then name their kid Jimmy instead of like James that leads to Jimmy. You know? That was funny. So now he's Jimmy Schneider. This doesn't go anywhere. One of my cousins named their kid gun brand name, word related to ammunition size, last name. Didn't want to dox him, but I figured this would get the point across. And they call him Gunny. I'm not kidding. That's wild. That's insane. I feel really bad for that kid. That is insane. So that's the story number 1 of how I almost got banned from the server that I've played on for 2 months because I had a pun name that wasn't a pun, but I guess it wasn't. So their second kid was named after an ambulance company that his dad worked for. So that's like, we all have that weird uncle or aunt, okay? So that's your weird uncle or aunt. I get it. So that's story number 1. Story number 2, it's still related to roleplay. Again, I'm not kidding. I'm so sorry for them. Sticking with roleplay.
Thermal pad.
I can read. Yeah, I know they need it, but I'm not doing it. Should I take 2? Yes. I'll take 3. 3. Oh, is that more than I can do? Okay. Try for the better. Oh, I need to make, hang on. I probably can't, because I couldn't make that just then. Can I make the all-terrain skeleton leg? Yeah. So what happened to my speed one? Carry it on back. Oh, it's big. Yeah, I'm chill with it. Oh, it's actually, like, really it's fine. And there's an ad about to happen, so I'll hold off on this story until the ad's done. I'm gonna build one right here, and that's gonna lead over to that one. So, so my character, Jimmy, is a hunter, as I said. Or rather, he's an ecologist, which seconds as a hunter, because he also has to kill the animals to study the animals. Okay, now I'm gonna walk up to that hill. And keep that on my screen. What? Why can't I? Okay, whatever. So, oh, is there baddies over here? Oh, never mind, it stopped raining. He's a ecologist. It means he studies animals. In game, they have a book that's called the Naturalist book. It's whatever, so on and so forth. So he spent a really long time in the forest killing so many grizzly bears and getting mauled by so many grizzly bears. And while I was on my way from doing that, I went to a city called Blackwater, which is a big city that's in Red Dead 1 and the city that the gang is fleeing from in Red Dead 2. And I was riding back from that town because I needed some water and stuff. That doesn't lead there. Oh, it's so close, though. What's that one leading to? How can I get this to be? Is this running away from it? so very close. Oh, but now it's gonna get fucking blocked out by this goddamn mountain. Oh no, it's perfect actually. Doesn't lead over to the doctor one, but that's okay. As I was saying, as I was headed back from Blackwater after getting some water, I got taken hostage. It was two people. They aimed their guns at me, and they tied me up and took me on the back of their horse. Another random person rode by on their horse in the middle of me getting kidnapped, in the middle of me getting taken hostage. Didn't pay me no mind, said howdy to them and everything, didn't pay me no mind, just rode into town. And it's like, okay. So they took me hostage, and they brought me into like a secluded part of the woods. And they were debating on what to take from me. You can only take 5 things. It can be a stack of more than 5 things, but you can only take 5 things. The downside is there's an item that's a backpack that you gain like an extra like 100 slots of inventory. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Was that like a ladder spawning there or something? What the fuck was that? I'm gonna ignore it. So they were debating on what to take from me. They were going to take an item called a butcher's knife that allows me to cut up animals further than just skinning them. I talked them out of it because I didn't want to lose that ability. I didn't want to leave carcasses everywhere. I hate doing that. So I talked them out of that, and I got them to leave that to me. It seemed like they were rather new to the game. Because one of them was hungry, and they stole a steak from me. And I was like, did you just steal one of my steaks? And he was like, I was hungry, man. I was starving. I was like, I would have given you a steak. I would have just given you that. You didn't need to take that from me. You saw a package spawn in another player's world?
Verifying ID.
But yeah, he stole a steak from me, and it's like, okay. And they were like bumbling around me for a really long time, and then they left after taking like one of my guns and like a really expensive bow that I had, and I was like, fucking, these little fucking bumblefuck. And that's pretty much the end. It's just like, it was just a little interaction that I had where a dude stole my steak right in front of my salad. It was a goofy little time. And then, after I finished filling my hunting cart, I sold all my stuff and made a buttload of money. And I rode it down to the swampy area called Lemoyne. And I'm down there because I'm now hunting panthers. I'm trying to get panther eyes. Panther eyes are a relatively rare item that will, it's a relatively rare item that can be sold in a contract to make quite a bit of money. So I'm hunting panthers for panther eyes. While I'm out there, basically the process is I call my horse, I ride out into the swamp, I kill a panther, I put it on the back of my horse, I ride back to the stable, I call my wagon, and I put the panther in the back of the wagon, I put the wagon back in the stable, and then I ride off and kill another panther. Right? That's the basic gist. I go back and forth doing that over and over again, until the cart is full. It's more fun than it sounds.
Safe travels.
So, while I'm doing that, there's a point where I call my wagon and I decide that the stable that I'm at is not the best stable for me to be in. It would be more convenient if I was at a different one. It would be less of a ride. After I figure out where some of the panthers are. So I call my wagon, and I get on the wagon, and I ride it like 2 inches, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot something, so I get off my wagon. The stable hand, an NPC, just like a Red Dead character, then starts open firing at me and shooting the fuck out of me and my wagon. Everything is going crazy. Everyone's going wild at me. They're shooting the shit out of me. I hide behind my wagon and patiently wait for the guy to like walk up to me. I take out a lasso. I run around the wagon. And I hog tie him and ride away. All of a sudden, an NPC just started shooting the fuck out of me. I'm bleeding out all over the place. There's a trail of blood from that stable to the other stable because I'm bleeding out. And then when I get to the other stable, I couldn't figure out how to get into the stable, and I had to like ask for help from like another player as I'm just bleeding out all over the place. It was an NPC. As I'm just bleeding out all over the place, it was a whole thing. There's a whole, like, I went from the very calm and normal task of just moving my wagon to a different place, and it turned it into a whole fucking thing because a random NPC decided that I was not good, that I was not a good person. And this is on the same day that the whole name debacle happened. Everything that I just said was 2 days. Every story that I just happened was in the course of 2 days. So Jimmy's been having a really bad time. Jimmy's been having, he was legally forced by the law to change his last name. He's getting mauled by a bunch of bears. He's getting taken hostage. He's fucking getting shot at by locals. Like, Jimmy's having a really bad time. He's having just a really bad time. He sounds like he deserves it. How does he deserve it? It's been a bad few days for Jimmy. Jimmy's having a bad time. He made a lot of money from selling pelts, so that's good. But otherwise, Jimmy's having a really bad time. Going around on a killing spree. I'm not killing anybody. So now, I didn't kill anybody. I hogtied him. I didn't kill him. So now I am in a situation where I have to figure out an explanation for killing all the wildlife. Well, they deserve it. I'm only killing the hostile wildlife that mauls people while they're riding by. I'm killing panthers and grizzly bears. They deserve it.
Jimmy and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
I did make that exact joke in our little group Discord. It was, yeah, I'll find it real quick, hang on. It was Jimmy's no good, nuh-uh, really rough, bad day, the Gnono story. And then I got mauled by a second bear later, and I said, Jimmy's no good, nuh-uh, really rough, bad day too. Mauled, but not forgotten. And I guess it's Jimmy Schreiner now. I guess. Schneider. There it is. I'm gonna fuck it up every time. I'm gonna fuck it up in RP. I'm gonna fuck up my own last name while roleplaying. Because I was required by law to change it because they deemed that it was a play on words when it really wasn't. It was just a dramatic irony. For the purpose of dramatic irony. But whatever.
You're an opinionated little shit. Also, you have decent background knowledge on things, so your opinions are validated by decent enough logic, at least in your brain, and you can sometimes make convincing arguments. Also, the mustache has not only grown on you, but me as well.
Yeah, you're right. Correct. I think I'm only an opinionated little shit when it comes to video games.
I like the ladies, you know. I do like them. I like them.
Because outside of that, I fully acknowledge that I don't have enough knowledge base like Berserk. I mean, I've read Berserk. I don't like. I think outside of that, like, I just don't have the knowledge base for your background knowledge beat. Yeah, it's like that's why. So I think I agree with that in relation to video games. I think outside of that, not so much. I think I kind of come close to it in with politics. But even then, like, I'm the first person to acknowledge when I don't have the knowledge enough to be talking about something I'm talking about or whatever. Like, I'm very much the first person to be like, I don't have knowledge on this. I appreciate being educated if you do, you know? And then I think it's probably here or there on movies. I think I know a lot about movies in the process of making movies, but again, it's definitely one of those cases where I don't have
Cargo verified. Thank you.
when I don't have all the knowledge. You know what I mean? For your background knowledge, yeah, at least as far as I know you. Yeah, it's very much that. I know enough about video games to confidently be an opinionated little shit. Outside of that, I don't know. I waited through the entire Jimmy story to hit enter on that. How's work? Cool.
Hey, Sam. Welcome back. Tough.
That would be in character since Jimmy is also getting used to it. I mean, if there's an explanation for it. Maybe the explanation is just like, the government is requiring me to use my mother's name or something. I don't know.
New order of
Oh, we have interview. Oh, shit. I know what you're thinking. Why is this prepper claiming to be a doctor? Don't worry, you're not the first. Rest assured that I really am a doctor. I don't think anyone was thinking it. I even have a medical license, though the governing body that issued it to me is long gone, so I won't be offended if that counts for little. But license or no, people still need to be doctors. Preppers get sick too, you know. That's not so hard for you when you get your head around, isn't it? What? That's not so hard for you to get your head around, is it? Most folks haul themselves to a city hospital when there's something wrong. But out in the boonies, there's not really an option. So we just leave those people to die. You know full well what would follow. So I do what I can to help. Around here, I'm the only one people can rely on to keep them alive. Whenever I'm needed, I try to find someone to transport me to a patient's residence, but it's hardly the most efficient approach, and it doesn't endear me to the porters either. I've heard that Bridges is trying to bring everyone into their chiral network. If it's as good as I've heard, it would be a real game changer. I could perform all sorts of diagnoses and even some treatments without having to leave my shelter. I hope you manage to extend it here soon. There's a lot of people out there counting on us both. Okay. Lucy's report? Concerning the void out in the satellite town of UCA 01002, near Central Knot City. UCA 01032 has been wiped off the map by a void out, leaving nothing but an enormous crater. Terrorism was suspected at first, but the investigation spearheaded by Bridges quickly ruled out the possibility and eventually concluded that the cause was the corpse of a civilian which had been left to necrotie, unnoticed in an urban residential area. The deceased was Lucy Strand. Tragically, she was also 7 months pregnant. The child had already been named Lou. Cause of death was ruled a drug overdose, possibly intentional, though that remains unconfirmed at this time. Surveillance data was sent to Bridges HQ for analysis, but the results were inconclusive. Lucy's husband, Sam Strand, had been away for some time and became concerned when he was unable to contact his wife. Though he attempted to return home, the void out was triggered immediately after his arrival. Being a repatriate, Sam was the sole survivor of the blast, as the deceased was the wife of a prominent member of Bridges, who himself is the son of President Strand. Public support for the organization suffered. Many criticized the crisis management team's handling of the situation, as well as the priorities of the organization and President Strand herself. Some believed that Sam Strand was involved with his wife's death, and that he should be held to account. While both the administration and Bridges adamantly defended him for a time, public pressure continued to mount. In a gesture his co-workers suspect was his way of taking responsibility, Sam Strand resigned from Bridges. His current whereabouts are unknown. Wait. Oh, this is Lucy. Oh! I've just concluded my first therapy session with Sam Strand. It was not held at the patient's request. Sam's adoptive mother, President Strand, approached me in the hope that I might help her son overcome his aphanphosmphobia. Aphanphosmphobia. Sam is an intriguing case. His reluctance notwithstanding. Is that how you spell notwithstanding? Isn't it not space withstanding? Anyway. He recognizes that his condition has and will continue to cause him much distress. I suspect it is rooted in a childhood trauma, but unfortunately, we have only just scratched the surface, and I cannot even begin to speculate what it might be. Like many of the Bridges core team members, Sam is a dooms sufferer. Unlike them, however, he is also a repatriate. Whether or not this is related to his aphanphosmphobia, I cannot say at this time, but he would hardly be the first to manifest phobias as a result of his ability. As an infant, Sam lost both his parents and was adopted by President Strand. Owing to her stressful and time-consuming responsibilities, I can only presume that she was unable to afford him sufficient attention, which is to say that a distant relationship with his adoptive mother may be a contributing factor. As previously mentioned, though, Sam is very reluctant to talk about himself. He is an intensely private individual, and it will take some time to build trust and convince him to open himself up to me. A therapist falling in love with their patient, Interesting. You said you're from Liberty City and not from Germany, but like Liberty City has Ellis Island, which renames foreigners all the time. So like maybe your mother's name was No-No's before she moved to the States and you grew up using that name, but your ID has the new name and you've gotten in enough trouble that you have to go by your legal name now. Then perhaps by dramatic irony, you've been independently given the nickname No-No's by people who didn't know your original family name was No-No. The second part I can't really force. I can say that I'm Jimmy No-No's Schneider, but I can't really force other people in the server to call me No-No's in any way. But yeah, I mean that's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. I like that, Ava. I like that. I've been saying that I'm from I think Broker, in Liberty City. For those of you that have played GTA 4 or can look at a GTA 4 map, I've been saying that I'm from Broker.
Available.
Hi, Topaz.
Please access delivery terminal.
Memory chip. Frozen soap bubbles. Bubble. Processes such as cryostasis or cryopreservation, which aim to prolong life and slow decomposition through the lowering of temperature, can in some ways be seen as a form of time travel. Though, of course, they do not compare to the cryolium-based processes, which stop time altogether. Freezing the fragile beauty of a soap bubble causes it to crystallize without popping, naturally forming a perfect little work of art. But, because it is merely frozen, time does not stop for the bubble altogether. One day, it will thaw, and if not handled with the utmost care, it will be destroyed. Another tale fit to make a porter cry. Okay. Nothing. Do you recall the handprint you brought me? Well, I hope you're sitting down because when I analyzed it, I discovered that it was 65 million years old. It dates back to the late... Didn't we already read this? I did fear that perhaps it was just a rock and a handprint itself had been added much later, but that does not seem to be the case. Could someone have traveled through time via the beach in order to leave it? If not, how could it possibly have been made? I plan to look into the matter further, and we'll get into touch when I learn more. If you happen to stumble across anything that might shed light to this mystery, you'll let me know too, won't you? Interesting. So some BTs, these fucking jellyfish aren't affected by my blood. Got it. Okay. More blood bag. Okay, cool. A lot of those are nothing, so I just
For further
skim it.
information.
We got a broken bot for the roboticist. We got educational products for the mountaineer. This is now too much. Let's not do this one. Let's do the other one for the mountaineer and get both of those out of the way. Oh, but now I'm above. Oh, no, I'm not. This is 124. Oh, I'm still good. This is 202. This is 152. That's too much. I can't go that far. Yeah, the rest of these I can't do. This is 171, so I think I can do all that. And I don't really need anything to do it anymore because I have all these zip lines. How you doing, Topaz? Ah. So how much could I not bring? A whole bunch of the chemicals? Okay. Maybe I'll remove the educational products. Yeah, for now. The educational products for now. Yeah, anyways. Those are my stories. Those are my story times from Red Dead RP. That is what I did during Red Dead RP this week.
Begin scan. Have a pleasant journey.
I also, as some of you heard, lamented the fact that I would not be able to consume Berserk in any way that would be convenient to me. And that was a big lamenting moment. I did like a whole lot of writing, which you can hear about on the Patreon. I watched the in movie night, I stopped by and watched the Until Dawn movie. That's rough. That's rough, buddy. That's real rough. They really fucked that one up. And I still haven't been robbed. Honestly, Minnow, I don't know how they're getting robbed so much. I've only been robbed the one time. I don't know how they're getting robbed so much. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've also only been robbed once. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing wrong. Or right, honestly. What happens when I get 3 stars on Hartman? Lightning blue.
Thank you for your good work.
I got a new mail from the roboticist. Are humans all that important? Yes, AI stinks. Interview. Report number 4. So giving stuff to Hartman gets me these reports. I'm going to get Hartman to 5 stars. I decided on a different approach. I decided a different approach was required. So I requested a meeting with the president. Discretion was vital, as any information which might suggest she is receiving mental health and treatment could be exploited by her opponent. What opponent? The meeting was listed as an interview in official record. Though I was more than willing to offer my services, had they been requested. I opened by asking about Sam's childhood, to which the president responded with an immediate and heartfelt apology. Her frankness shocked me, must confess. She expressed deep regret for her failure to engage with him physically and emotionally, as she felt a mother should. At times it felt as though she was apologizing to her son by proxy. Her candor was as impressive as it was appreciated. The president told me that her daughter, Amelie, had mostly taken care of Sam in her absence. She glossed over the details, but she divulged that Amelie also has Doom, and claimed that she would often take Sam with her to play on the beach. Interestingly, President Strand suggested that their time spent together there may be related to his current condition. Interesting.
Please access delivery terminal for further. Good work.
Yup. You've been receiving my mails, haven't you? I hope so. They're important. All the more now that I've managed to visit the beach. The Egyptian treasure I told you about, it opened a gateway while I was examining it. I'm not exactly sure how or why it happened, but I began to hear the sounds of crashing waves. I focused on it, became lost in it, and when I came to my senses, I was somewhere else entirely. I looked up into the sky and saw a great glowing sphere, the moon. Until then, I'd only seen it in old pictures and photographs, but there it was, floating above me, surrounded by countless twinkling lights, stars. I cannot begin to describe how beautiful it was. I realized then I must have traveled through time to a period when chiral clouds did not blot out the sky above. The excitement was almost overwhelming. I just can't believe I didn't have my camera with me to document it. I promise you, though, it wasn't a hologram or hallucination. It was the real night sky. I saw it. Ah, the spiritualist is telling me that. So you were on drugs. A few days after the incident in my office, I tendered my resignation. A classic case of countertransference. The therapist getting emotionally involved with their client. And there was no way my professional pride would permit me to continue working. I felt guilty for it. There's a permanent shortage of therapists, and many of my clients will struggle to find help elsewhere, but after what happened with Sam, I didn't see any other option. To be honest, I've already come to terms with it. What I'm doing for Sam more than makes up for it. I'd never normally use this word, but I really do believe his aphanphosmophobia has been cured. He's shown so much progress that, absent an extremely traumatic experience, I doubt his symptoms will ever return. To my surprise, the president didn't have any problems with our relationship. If anything, she was pleased. I suppose this means I'll be joining the Strand family, together with this new life growing inside of me. Okay. I like that she quit. But also, interesting that his aphanphasmophobia came back after she died. Also, I was reminded of this, and I forgot to show it off. Hang on a second. So, like, a month ago or so, I showed off that I bought a thing, and I'm going to show it again. So, for the last, maybe 5 years? For the last 5 years, I've been using this mouse pad right here. This is the first design of merch that I ever got. It's by a artist named Demi Art. Still makes art to this day. Probably still takes commissions. I didn't check before talking about it. But I've been using this mouse pad. This mouse pad is the same mouse pad. Maybe the print is a little different, but in a good way. That you can buy on my fourth wall. ! Fourth wall, drewsunn-shop.fourthwall.com. So, but because I've been using this for 5 years, and that's longer than most people keep using mouse pads, and I've washed it countless times, it is kind of like yellowed a bit from the washing. And it is like curled up, you can see. And it's like also the actual material is coming off because I've used it for so long. I've used it every single day, and I've watched it so many times. So I've been using this mouse pad for a really long time. I've been getting into Valorant and stuff. So I wanted to get a bigger mouse pad, as well as me just needing a new mouse pad. So I wanted to get a bigger mouse pad to help with really any game that you're using your mouse on, but especially shooters and stuff like that. So I bought a desk mat that is massive. This is also available on the fourth wall. That is massive. It is huge. It is a huge desk mat. This is like almost it is almost like it's 3/4 of my desk, this desk mat. However, you might be able to see it already. First, I am a very clean individual. I know I'm a very clean individual. I keep things clean. I don't break things. I've had some of the things in this office for upwards of a decade. But sitting this on my desk, within the first week, because it is so massive, it immediately got 2 stains from something being on my desk underneath it that was oily. I don't know what. But immediately it got 2 things, 2 little marks on it right here and right around here. Those faded with time. Within before the next week was up, those already faded. One single time, I took a bowl that had soup in it and I sat it down on my desk mat because the rest of my desk was filled with the bullshit that I've been doing. One single time I sat this down and it left a black mark on my desk mat and I tried to wash it off and all it did was move it around. I'm gonna get this stain out. I'm gonna get it out, but it takes up way too much of my desk for me to use. It's gonna be too hard to clean, and it's too much. It's too much. It's too big. It's just too much. So, like, for those of you that want to fill your entire desk with a desk mat, this is still available on the store for you to use, but keep in mind what I'm saying right now. So I wanted something that was in between. I wanted something bigger than the mouse pad that I've been using, while also... I wanted something bigger than the desk mat that I've been using, while also being smaller than this desk mat. So, luckily, Fourth Wall has many options for desk mats to use at different sizes, so I made another one that is now also available in the store, and bought it, which is this one right here. You can see that it's way smaller and it's square. So now I'm using this mouse pad, or desk mat, or whatever you want to call it, that is a fraction of the size, and I'm using this instead. Still bigger than the OG mouse pad. You can see, still way bigger, but like, it doesn't take up my entire desk, so I still have like a lot of space for activities. So I made another mouse pad, and now this is the mouse pad I've been using. I just got it yesterday, so I can't review it or anything of its quality or nothing, because I just got it basically. But just keep in mind that while this is still on the store, if you buy it, be careful. It is big. Do not sit things on it that is not your mouse. Okay. But it is too big. That's too much. Too much mouse pad for me. So I got this one. So now I'm 3 mouse pads deep. So you'll probably see that big one in the background at some point, as well as the small one. It's probably going to be in front of that book. I got that mouse pad. There's my both review of Fourth Wall product and also ad for my shop, I guess.
Please have.
So yeah. Lou is as emotionally resilient as possible. Connection level 5. Yo, Lou and I are besties. You now have owner's permission to rest in this shelter? That's a thing?
By the way, I got you a little something.
Every time, man. Oh, is this new? Oh. Oh, you get a star for every single one you 5-star. That's cool.
Anything I can do for you, just say the word.
That's really sick.
Good work. New order available. Please.
Rest in shelter. Time will pass when you rest in the Timefall shelter. This will affect the evaluation you receive on any ongoing... Oh, then no. But I am curious what that looks like. Antimatter bomb, huh? Why?
A paleontologist of ours needs an antimatter bomb for an important excavation. Seems the strata he's attempting to reach is beneath a layer of tar, and he has no choice but to resort to drastic measures. The bomb is safely secured in its case, but if you're careless and break the damn thing, you know what'll happen.
Okay.
A geologist of ours has been studying fossils as part of his research into prehistoric extinction events. He's been out there conducting excavations for a while now and has begun to suffer the effects of chiral contamination. No doubt the result of excessive exposure to chiralium during the dig. Until the site is properly decontaminated, his work can't proceed. Nor will his health improve. So we need you to bring him some chiralium scrubbing agents.
The structure the team was investigating dates from the end of the Cretaceous period, the time of the infamous mass extinction, which brought the reign of the dinosaurs to a close, leaving small mammals to inherit the Earth. It's the most recent of the Big Five, and one of the largest mass extinctions the world has ever seen. In any event, our team found something truly remarkable. Can you guess what it was?
Extinction event.
A fossil beach. If that is indeed what it is, then he has made a tremendous discovery. Therefore, Sam, it is essential that you deliver those chiralium scrubbing agents as soon as possible.
Okay.
One more thing, Sam. For this run, you'll be transporting an antimatter bomb. A Bridges paleontologist working on a dig says he needs it. Apparently, the fossils he wants to study are buried deep beneath tar, and the only way he can get to them is by blowing it wide open. Now, hopefully I don't need to tell you to be extra careful when handling high-yield explosives. But in case I do, make sure you keep that container in one piece.
One Piece! Piece! The One Piece is real! I don't really need much. I mean... I'll take another container repair spray just in case. What's the difference between the All-Terrain 3? Dramatically increased cargo carry. I mean, sure. Why not? You know?
Sam.
This is the third time you're telling me. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put the gold one in the private locker. And then I'm gonna take gold 2 and equip. Okay. So now I have that on. What is the thermal one doing? Wearing thermal pads will reduce the degree to which snowy conditions drain stamina and will increase the stamina restored from drinking from the canteen. They will also enable the wearer to rest in snow without freezing. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm gonna put this in the private locker. And then the repair spray will be on the tool rack. And then I have 2 custom climbing anchors that I don't need. So I'll put this in the private locker as well. There we go. Okay. And then I should be good.
Order assigned.
Okay. So now I need to go from here. Guess should I head this way first? This goes right up, and I already know. I've already done that. I'll eyeball it. But either way, I need to get there. And then head to geology. Yeah, I can get there. It's fine. I make that never hide as well. Okay. Battery right here. Generator, I mean.
Thanks for the help. Hey there! Hey there! Hey there! This one's for you.
Okay. And we're off. Thank you, New York, for the generator. So it's raining right now. And I'm heading into uncharted area. Am I about to have to carry an antimatter bomb through BT territory? That won't be very fun. That won't be a very good time. I'm headed this way. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm headed this way. Okay. Cool. Okay. On one hand, I wish that this game had, like, headphones or something that you could listen to music on the go. But on the other hand, I'm kind of grateful that it doesn't, simply because it would risk my VOD getting muted at every single instance that it's playing, or me getting copyright claimed on YouTube at every single instance that it's playing. So on one hand, I want it, because it would get rid of some of the silence of the main, right? On the other hand, I don't, because I think that silence is the reason why I'm not getting claimed. And also, I kind of like the serenity of the silence from here or there, you know?
That's a big one.
That's your big side network. Hello. Where am I? Yeah, it's fine. I'd have to go through here regardless. I should have brought more of the repair spray. Maybe I'll get more when we reach the first stop, so that I can repair the antimatter bomb. How's that generator though? Aren't I outside of the network right now? Oh, that's just barely in the network. Interesting. Whoa, that one's red. What the fuck?
Dumbass.
You can't cut its umbilical? Oh. I'm guessing that's one of the ones that it was like... oh, there's another.
Evil on the other side.
How am I both out of the range, but also not out of the range? Well? So maybe there's a different path that takes me around them, huh? I kind of figured when there were so many around that there was no... Oh, I didn't know I was so small. I kind of figured when there were so many around there that I wouldn't have been able to do that. So maybe there's a different path that I take. I already have 2 on me. Okay. So if not that path, then perhaps from here and up?
Safe travels.
Maybe?
Weapons
Maybe?
restrictions lifted. Beginning scan. Weapons restrictions lifted.
Game feels quiet right now. Yeah, I think this might be the better path. Well, I don't know how I'd get over all that. I couldn't jump off early because I had this antimatter bomb. I didn't want it to go off from the impact. Do I have, the level 3 equipped? Yeah. Hey, Arca, how you doing? The Science of Mpreg? Mm-hmm. Okay. Does that mean there's a giant red BT? It seems. I believe the giant, there was like some mail that I received that mentioned BTs that I could not kill. Have you hit the coast yet? You can't be far off. I'll bet you'd be pleased to hear what some local porters are doing their best in your absence. And those hematic grenades you brought are making a huge difference. Speaking of things hematic, though, we've received a report that suggests there are some BTs out there that aren't affected by your blood. The BTs in question glow bright red, apparently. The poor porters who ran into it barely lived to tell the tale. He'd brought plenty of hematic grenades with him, but they didn't seem to do the trick. Humming emoji. As you can imagine, this is a seriously concerning development. I mean, your blood was the only weapon we had against those things. What are we supposed to do now? Sure, they're bound to have some kind of vulnerability we can exploit, but how many of us are going to have to die off to find out what that might be? Anyway, consider yourself warned, Sam. Be careful out there, okay? Yeah. So those are the ones that can't be killed with my blood. Which means I probably can't cut their umbilical. I tried. Perfect time for Drew content, and there's the Bob Kingdom. Never miss any. It's in for God. Oh yeah, I forgot something from the No-No story earlier. Also, because I had to change my name, I asked for a character redesign ticket so that I could make his nose more expressively broken to like lean into the No-No since it was no longer his name. And they said that they couldn't give that to me because my character has been around too long. Those are dedicated for people who have been around for weeks. So even though they just forced me to change my name, which like could have effectively completely like ruined my character, Granted, I'm making it work. I'm finding a way to make it work, but it could have ruined my character. They wouldn't allow me to redesign him in any way. That was a little frustrating to hear that one. That one I, like, expressly disagree with. Me having to change my name because, like, sure, it's a little play on wordsy, sure. But them denying that was like, I don't agree with that one at all. Yeah, this is a way easier way to get to this one than what the other was. RP mods are kind of clungo. Yeah, which is, I mean, it's... The server's good. Like, it doesn't make me like the server... It doesn't make me like the server less or anything. I just kind of disagree with their ruling there, and that's fine. It is what it is. There have been many times, like, where I've been, like, watching a Twitch channel or, like, in a Discord server or something where I've disagreed with someone's ruling on something or the way that they did something. It is what it is. Not everybody's as good at modding as I am. What can I say? What can I say?
Beginning scan. Scanning
Except-
Bridges ID.
You're welcome.
Fragile Express ID verified. All weapons will remain locked until departure.
Sam Bridges. Oh, thank God for that. I was worried you might not get here in time. But then I've done nothing but worry of late. I've been haunted by those visions you doom sufferers see. That end of days stuff. I put the nightmares down to fatigue. The possibility of chiral contamination never even occurred to me. It's just lucky we caught it before the suicidal stage. Dying's not an option. My research is nowhere near complete. It's not just my life you're saving here. It's my life's work.
Okay. I
I
didn't
started to
ask.
wonder if I'd ever see these meds. I guess you really are good at what you do, huh? Thank you. Oh, yes. Right then. If you'd do the honors.
I would have earlier, Quack, but we're doing stuff. If Kojima's vision was this section to be entirely silent other than my footsteps in the snow, that is what it is. Ain't that just the way? Nice. Nice.
And just like that, I'm part of the UCA, with access to a treasure trove of historical research materials. Studying this fossil beach should be a good deal easier now, assuming I can prove once and for all that that's what it is. Honestly, though, I'm just excited I can finally share these findings with everyone. Can you believe I found chiral deposits in strata dating back 65.5 million years? Evidence of an ancient
Yeah, he does.
Death Stranding. Chiral matter
That data
has
right
existed
there.
on Earth since long before the dawn of man. This stratum is proof of that. Look at this, Sam. Do you see that black fissure there? We believe this is the source of the Chiralian readings. In the distant past, earthquakes caused frictional melting along fault lines, producing layers of what is known as pseudotaculite. We call these layers fossil earthquakes. Extending the principle, our fissure here is what one might term a fossil beach. The presence of chiralium in this of all strata cannot be a mere coincidence. It strongly suggests that beaches must have appeared during the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. And not just then. The chiral network has recovered data suggesting that similar fossil beaches were discovered in strata corresponding to other extinction events too. That would seem to indicate the Big Five and all other major extinctions were accompanied by the appearance of beaches.
Oh,
In
wow.
expanding the chiral network, you've helped us glimpse a pattern in these scattered points of data. You've furthered our individual research projects and ensured that it is only a matter of time before we recover all we have lost and solve every mystery that remains. But this is only the beginning. See this through, Sam, and there's no telling what we might learn.
So every previous extinction event has had a beach.
Please access delivery terminal.
I'll definitely do this after I deliver this antimatter bomb. Also, did I just get mail from Peter? I did. For a last meal, only pizza will suffice. My dear Sam Bridges, once again it is I, Peter Engler. And once again, I must implore you to fulfill an urgent request. I speak, of course, of pizza. Before you declare me unforgivably selfish, know that on this occasion I write you on behalf of my elderly father, who has been fiendishly out of sorts of late, and has even divulged to me of his dreams of the beach. You cannot imagine how I felt upon hearing such dreadful news. I fear he may not be long for this earth, and that being the case, I cannot bear the thought that he might shuffle off this myrtle coil, having never sampled the transcendental delights you deliver. Could you help me grant him final kindness by ferrying the dish in question from Mountain Knot City? My father has spoken of his fondness for salami. If you could ensure that this last supper is topped with a copious serving of said sausage, he would die. A happy man indeed, I am sure. Sure, man.
Shut the fuck up!
Hey,
What are you listening to?
nothing at the moment.
Neighbors. My God.
Okay.
What are you kids listening to in here?
The hum of Death Stranding
I
computer.
get some sleep. I hate this generation of kids.
I mean, me too.
What is actually wrong with any of you?
Took him a while. I heard him walking up the stairs. I have a confession to make. I'm not here. Never was. My child? A lie. When you spoke with my hologram all those times, you imagined I was inside the shelter, right? But you never saw me. And the mails you've been receiving, they were written by an AI construct based on my archived data. Had no idea, did you? Thought I was alive and well? I am in a sense, since I am nothing but ones and zeros now. I can't die either. So long as the generator you brought me holds out. I guess I found a way to outlive the stranding. Not really, I'm still kicking. Still waiting to see you come over the horizon with another delivery for little old me. Until then, old friend, don't be a stranger. Okay. What background is that from? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Good movie. I remember it was just before I joined the expedition when I found those documents in Bridges HQ. Research papers that predated the Death Stranding. People used to believe that dinosaurs had gone extinct at the end of the Cretaceous period, 65 million years ago. But when this fellow investigated various locations where late Cretaceous dino fossils had been found, he came to the starting conclusion that there were hardly any evidence anywhere on Earth that supported the theory that dinosaurs had survived until the end of the Cretaceous period. In other words, almost all of them had been wiped out long before that. The only place where there were fossils that did support the traditional theory was here in North America, which suggested that this was the last part of the Earth to have been inhabited by dinosaurs. Not everyone agreed with this analysis at the time, but let's say he had been right. That would mean there is evidence of a mass extinction hidden here, right beneath our feet. Evidence which could prove invaluable in understanding the one on the horizon. Did the dinosaurs who happen to live here just get lucky? Or is there something special about this place that allowed them to survive? I'd love to get to the bottom of it, but I'm not sure I have what it takes. I'm not like Hartman. I don't have dooms or any other unique traits. Still, I want to make myself useful. I want to research the Stranding and help uncover the truth behind it. That's why I joined the expedition team after all. Good night, Palm. I love you. Mwah! Bagel. All right. So we're going to deliver to this dude, to the paleontologist. Going this way. BT's. Is it still BT zone even though it's connected to the network now? Don't know. We can find out. But I need to go over here. And to do that, easiest way to do that would be to head towards this bridge. So what we're going to do, we're going to go here, bridge, probably towards where these ropes are, and then the paleontologist. And then...
Best of luck.
And then...
Restrictions lifted.
Where the fuck is that path that I just drew?
Beginning scan. Scanning. Verifying ID.
Like, fucking insane? What the hell?
Will remain locked until departure.
Oh, here it is.
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
I need to charge my battery. Pretty soon here.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Oh, I actually can just head right down here, huh? Actually, I don't need to use the bridge. My goal is to go down. I'm yelling timber. Not anymore, you left those days behind. Yet the legacy remains.
There we go.
Team Cherry answered by Hornet doesn't say Abida. I'm not the person to ask right now because I've been avoiding everything Silksong related. That's why I didn't see the video that you posted earlier. I would like the Adidas cut, though.
Nice.
I would like for them to port in Adidas. Take 2. First off, I'm gonna make 2 more container repair spray. Then I'm gonna make 1 more PCC. Do you think the music's gonna play again? I hope it does. Then I'm gonna walk down here and exit the zone. And I'm gonna make a fucking generator. Allow me. Okay, now my boots are charged. How you doing, Grace? This training music makes me tired. Yeah, low roar is very low vibe. Low roar's low vibes. Who knew? I should have made repair spray the first time that I reached the geologist. I forgot. And now the bike's not there. Man. Okay. So now that I'm down here, I probably should have went down in a different area. I think I'm gonna walk back up a little and do like a little bit of that. Which, rather steep climb, but it's possible. I miss the silly music. Get out of my mind. Get out of my mind. I'm walking through the snow with a baby on my chest, delivering a big bomb. Ghosts are in the way. Yeah. I don't know where I am. Baby's name is Lou, after my dead kid. 'Cause I fucked my therapist and she quit.
Nectar of the gods.
It's pretty fucked up. But don't think about it too hard. Then she might have committed suicide, which is also fucked up, but don't think about it too hard. Get out of my mind. So, Roar, if you ever need a new singer, I'll be on the line.
There we go.
I'll be on. Where the fuck am I? I don't know, man. How do I get all the way down there from here? I don't know. Imagine getting an Uber that has to go through this. Well, I mean, it's more like a UPS kind of like Uber Eats, I guess. Yeah. I mean, they're ordering some stupid shit every now and then. If you look at like what they're ordering, like they're like dead ass. I'm fucking over here and I'm over here doing like a fucking life or death delivery with fucking ghosts trying to grab my scrotum and rip it and pull like rubber. Meanwhile, they're like, I just wanted some Pringles. It's like, my guy, you didn't need the Pringles that bad. I get it. The Pringles are good. I get it. I understand. I like Pringles as much as the next guy. You didn't need them that bad. And then I'll get there and deliver them, and it'll be like, oh, thanks, Sam. I wouldn't have ordered it if it wasn't an emergency. It's like, my guy, I read what you ordered. Like, we're not gonna sit here and pretend. We're not gonna sit here and pretend that like this was like a life or death thing. You could have lived without these Pringles. You didn't need these Pringles. I delivered them. I did it. You didn't need these Pringles.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping it.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges.
What if they're like Del Taco fries? That'd be a different story.
Verified. All weapons will remain locked.
Much appreciated, friend.
We
You
just met.
can finally move ahead with the dig. I swear, this place is bad enough without having to worry about getting asphyxiated. Not that I need to tell you. You did it after all, though I can't for the life of me imagine how.
My feet. I already had that song. Nice.
You can set up the chiral network while I work.
Okay. Isn't Conan O'Brien in this one? Conan O'Brien is in this one, and I have the Otter Hood because of him. There is also a few other notable people, such as Jeff Keighley, host of the Game Awards, or Oxygen Mask, my favorite, or... So, there's a bunch. There's a bunch of, like, fucking notable people. That's a bunch.
Anyway, as it turns out, Sam Bridges, I have a favor to ask. A local porter was on his way here with something very valuable, but dropped it en route. It's a 200-million-year-old ammonite, which looks, he says, almost as if it were still alive. He apparently stumbled across it in a boulder field, which had previously been hidden beneath a glacier, but that's not the half of it. The man claims this ammonite has an umbilical cord. An umbilical cord. Color me skeptical, but the specimen merits study, and I wasn't about to leave such delicate work to an amateur. So I asked him to carve out the whole surrounding chunk of rock and bring it here to me. Naturally, I wanted to compare it with contemporary specimens in the vicinity, which is why I had him excavate a number of those in addition to the one he told me about. But what does the dumb fuck go and do? He loses the whole shipment. Didn't even have the good sense to mark which container had the ammonite with the umbilical cord. The cargo was supposedly lost in the area to the southwest, where toxic gases have a tendency to build up. Old Mr. Reliable claims his cargo scanner is broken, and there's no way he can recover the shipment. But you could track it down. To protect you against the fumes, I'll provide you with an oxygen mask. Just to be safe. You can pick it up when you accept the order.
That fossil could represent an epical discovery.
Don't know
While
what that
there
means.
are examples of viviparous fish,
don't know
An
what that means.
ammonite with an umbilical cord is unheard
Honestly,
of.
don't even know what an
And
ammonite
if it is indeed 200 million years old, it would also correspond with the end Triassic extinction, another one of the big five.
Okay.
Could the umbilical cord be connected to the beach? We must recover that cargo at all costs. It could provide a vital clue to the mechanisms underpinning the Death Stranding. We're so close. So very, very close to grasping the true nature of the phenomenon. Hurry, Sam. We cannot risk that ammonite being lost.
All right.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Is there a shelter out here? Okay, cool. All of that's awesome and stuff. I gotta deliver a pizza. Already read it. Mountain, not city. Okay. Like, all of that's great. I gotta deliver a pizza.
Restrictions lifted.
You know, I've never seen how these work. How does this work? Use catapult. If I put, I didn't realize I had the rare attack. If I put, like, this near empty container repair spray in here, what happens? I struggle to see how that would benefit me. I have, as Sam, not laid down in so. In case you don't want to walk with it that far, I guess.
Sam. Blood collection complete. Thank you for your generosity.
I think there might be one outside of the doctor, which might be useful to me, because he has, like, a delivery that's, like, 5 bajillion pounds. So that one might be useful to me. Did it just say I got another email from Peter Engelbert? Because that better not be, my dad died. Fuck you for not delivering the pizza. Oh, no, it's new interview. Okay, I'll read these. Didn't I read this? In the period since the very first forms of life arose here on Earth, the planet has witnessed a number of mass extinctions. And as you're no doubt aware, the most significant of these are known as the Big Five. The first marked the end of the Ordovician period, while the next, at the end of the Devonian period, wiped out all of marine life. Hello, how are you? But the third of these extinctions, at the end of the Permian period, around 250 million years ago, was even worse. 96% of all marine organisms and 70% of land organisms died off as a result. The fourth extinction finished off most large reptiles, though the dinosaurs managed to hold on until the fifth came along at the end of the Cretaceous period, 65 million years ago. We humans are evolved from the small mammals which managed to survive that particular catastrophe. Each of these 5 extinctions resulted from enormous changes to the natural environment. Species which were unable to adapt to these changes perished, while those which were ideally situated to evolve and thrive did just that. Evidence from records which predate the Death Stranding indicate that many scholars believe the 6th mass extinction was on its way, or that it may have already begun. There was something of a consensus regarding its cause as well: humanity's destruction of the environment. This led them to sound the alarm, warning the world of what was at stake. At the time, the greatest minds of the era believed that if the ecosystem could be preserved, and if humanity could learn to live in harmony with nature, then a future could be secured for all of the world's species, humans included. But that was then and this is now. If the phenomenon we are currently experiencing is indeed the sixth extinction, then it must be acknowledged that humanity is its main target. Is this divine punishment for our misdeeds? If so, then I suppose there is little that can be done. Perhaps there is no way forward for humanity now. Nevertheless, I refuse to give up. I will endeavor to find hope in this predicament. Okay. They shouldn't be. They might have left from the ads, which is fine. I get it. You just streamed. Have a nice night, you know? If that is the case. Get yourself some food. Go piss. Sleep. You know? Why does that one blinking? Hang on. What the fuck was that? Why is that one blinking? Oh, it's because that's where I am? Okay. Hey, whoa, man, I didn't do nothing. Okay, alright. Lou looks happy. Oh, my bad.
EX grenade number 0.
So dirty, dirty boy.
EX grenade.
Pissy boy. Shitty boy. I pressed the button, it's not stop. Okay. We can stop. Take me to Chicago. It's where I wanna be.
Been a while, Sam. It's good to see you. Remember how to do this? You need to close your eyes and picture your destination.
Her jacket became erect. Damn, boy. Do you shit with that at? Damn, do it fart? Damn, boy. How you doing, Raw? So to teleport back there, am I gonna have to walk? Hope that is not the case. Ah, okay. It said there was something new, so I wanted to check. Alright, get me out of here. I said, get me out of here. Bye. No cutscene? Okay. Wait. Next time, we will deliver pizza. I just want to confirm that it was there. For now...
Name's Sam.
I pressed the wrong button. I love every time that I play the harmonica, it's always undertoned by Lou going,